What's up, everybody? It's Tori Nix, aka Natty Deity, and I'm back on it with another message. I hope y'all are feeling good today. It is 11:51 in the morning, so the numbers 1 and 5 are significant. It's 11/2/24. I haven't really added that, but let's do that. 24 is an 8, 2, that's a 10, plus 2 is a 12, so this is a 3-day, and that's interesting because I'm feeling an alignment energy, and I'm doing this reading because I want to kind of wrap up the energies that we've been going through. It's a definite time of wrapping up in this latest phase that we have been in, and it's kind of like this new doorway energy, as yesterday was 111 and we're going into this 1111 portal. It's a strong energy coming through. Now, this is going to be a particular message. I posted today in the community tab a reading that I did about a year ago. This is when the energy was really being kicked off. If you go listen to some of those messages, I was speaking on a new conglomerate. I was speaking on faulty foundations. I was speaking on the infrastructure. I was speaking on how there has been or was going to be a boomerang effect from the 90s, right? With all of this stuff being established, the 90s was a pivotal time, right? A progressive time in technology, right? It was shifting from an old way and coming into this new age. And this new age is at its highest peak right now, as we see artificial intelligence has now come in, right? We see how that's about to affect jobs and the society, right? So if you listen to that reading, I spoke about healing the roots so the trees are stable. And this particular message is from a download that I was getting. All week, I keep hearing infrastructure. And it's on so many levels because I was speaking on this a year ago, but now we see what is really happening, right? Ever since the storms, now there are being different things established, like I think Starlink is going into these communities now, or Neuralink, whatever is that satellite, right, that's allowing people to communicate when we do have these natural disasters. So these things are being implemented, right? And the implementation of that era in the 90s is now at its highest peak, but there's also about to be a change in that. So, like I told y'all a year ago, if you build anything on a faulty foundation, it can't last, right? And this reading is about to go into the infrastructure, but I want to look at this from a place of looking at ourselves, right? Who were you truly before this place was built, right? Or this system was built, these plans were implemented, these policies, all of this stuff, right? And let's take a look. So I want y'all to visualize with me really quick. And before we get into the message, if you all can, I want y'all to drink some water because that's significant, okay? I'm going to drink some with y'all because we're setting intention through this message, okay? You know, the body's made of water. But yeah, that too. I said the body's made of mind, but that's true, okay? Because we come from atoms to matter, okay? So this is significant as well as what we're talking about as far as the structure of you. And quickly, as you drink your water and come into a calmness, I want y'all to really visualize a movie really quick, Avatar, with the blue beings, okay? And I want y'all to think about the opening scene, just the opening scene, okay? If you are aware of that movie, this is where we open up into basically a drone is basically flying over a bunch of trees, okay? And this is symbolic of this message because when we think of how the earth really was, right? You know that the earth had so many more trees than it does right now, right? The infrastructures have been implemented have changed the entire structure of Mother Gaia, okay? Hence, if we were naturally made with all these trees, this land, that would mean that the structure within us has been altered, right? So just follow me. Now let's break down the definition of infrastructure, okay? This is the basic physical and organizational structures and facilities, buildings, roads, power supplies needed for the operation of a society or enterprise, okay? Now, remember, all of this that we live in today has been built, right? Now, in comparison to Avatar, we saw what happened and how these people lived in tune and in harmony with nature every single day. They believed in such a life of energy, right? It was energy all through the roots. It was all through the trees. It was all through the foods they ate. It was electric. All the animals were in tune with the beings, right? It was no hostility. It was peace and harmony. If they killed, it was a dual-based killing. It wasn't that you have to go feel bad, but it's about survival, and it's about energy is borrowed and returned, right? So y'all really go watch that, because just like their land, I mean, they burned down their land, y'all, in that movie. I can't watch that movie without crying or getting offended, because I just feel like, well, how could you do that to somebody? Like beings who weren't causing a scene. They weren't causing harm to the humans. The humans infiltrated their land and took over. Hence, to build their own infrastructure, So, infiltrated to build infrastructure. So with this, remember I said a year ago, the faulty foundations, we were working on this within ourselves, and this was happening on a global scale, right, with Mother Earth, but this was also happening on that scale of the society, the things that have been implemented, right? The things that have been built on a faulty foundation, we see have now come to light, and it's still coming to light. Cat Williams kicked us off at the beginning of this year, right? He said this was the era of truth. We've been talking about this the last 4 years, but this is where now we cannot avoid the truth. Like, you can't turn a blind eye anymore. Something I feel is about to happen to where now people are going to get it. And I'm going to just say it like that. So remember I said to heal the roots. I'm sorry. What did I say in my community tab? I'm sorry. To heal the tree, you have to heal the roots, right? So let's say in Avatar, they infiltrated that land and they cut down the sacred tree that these beings honored. And let's just say these are all of our trees. This is symbolic to the everyday trees that these people are cutting down to build more and more shit. I'm from Atlanta. I live here. And every week I see a new apartment building. So that means that every week we're losing more and more trees. Imagine on a global scale, how many trees are gone, y'all. And this is where, do y'all realize the climate could be controlled? I'm sorry. Climate, poverty, because they always talk about global warming, right? Poverty, because they always talk about people are starving, not eating, right? What's another thing? Health is always an issue, right? And economy is an issue. So let's just say I got the solution for y'all, which is trees right now. Okay, when you look at yourself as a tree or a plant, that's why I had y'all drink some water. Continue to water and grow yourselves is the way through this infrastructure. Do you understand? If you're feeling heavy, it's because you haven't been watering yourself. You've been giving to this infrastructure, this system that was never really original to you. We were placed on this earth to live in tune and harmony with nature, okay? I even made a reading a year ago that said nature will prevail. And all of this is now played out, so I'm giving y'all this energy in a more concise and articulate manner so y'all understand what's going on, okay? So just like they build every single day, we're losing more and more trees. Trees are the answers. Do y'all understand that? Trees will cleanse the earth. It will cleanse the air, right? Which in turn helps our lungs, our breathing, our hearts, right? If we stayed in the infrastructure that was always true and not this, whatever they have implemented, their societies, their policies, all of this stuff, would there be a need for poverty? No, because everybody would have a full stomach, because we know that food can be grown, right? Would there be all these natural disasters other than when Mother Earth is cleansing or regrowing, or part of her is decaying or dying, but she constantly rebirths, right? So then our health would be fine, right? We wouldn't have all these natural disasters. There would be a more balanced planet, which will naturally affect the climate. We wouldn't have such hot ass winters because the trees would be here to give us shade, right? More air, more oxygen. But that's why it's hot as fuck in the summer, because y'all imagine the sun just hitting us. We don't have any shade. We don't have anything. It's like, imagine, and this is where I want y'all to draw the duality to you. Imagine you shave off all your hair and the sun is just beaming on your head. Like a bald man, right? Or a bald head. That's hot as fuck. You will sweat, literally. And that's why we see Mother Earth in the summertime. We see these violent storms because she's hot, right? The sweat is symbolic of the storms, and the heat is because of is no shade, right? That's why you have hair. That's why you have certain things, in order to protect you. So if the sun is naturally beaming on us all day, it don't matter. This is why in some locations, winters aren't even that cold anymore, because the sun is right here every day. So hence, what is the solution, y'all? The trees, the roots, right? And you notice it's going to always be changing, right? Mother Earth is going to always stay in tune. Nature will always prevail because of her roots. Y'all might have infiltrated and tore down a lot of trees, but you never cut down the roots until you go in the underground, right? And most people don't do that, right? They never think about the roots, or what's true will always remain, will always prevail. That's why they say the truth prevails, okay? So I hope this is making sense, but this is like looking at yourself and looking at what has been implemented and really coming back to the original decoding of what it is, okay? So example, let's take we already spoke about the trees, right? So now let's talk about the buildings, and let's look at our bodies, right? So the body is our temple, right? And these buildings, let's even say houses, homes, are where we house ourselves. So that's like the temple, right? Now, your temple or your house is powered by the electricity that they have, right? What else? The water systems that they have, all of this stuff powers your house, right? Or your home, gas, all of that, electric bills, things of that nature, utilities, right? But what about the utilities that affect the body, which is the sun? That's the solar power, hence electricity, right? Then you have your water systems. Why I had y'all drink water? Because naturally we have our own water system within, okay? It's just like a temple. It's the same thing. What allows you to heat up, right? What warms you up? This is when you move your body, right? So naturally, if you're freezing cold, you can turn on a button within and say, okay, let me get it charging. Your heart rate brings up the heat, the body heat, right? When you're hot, stillness and calmness brings down the body heat. So I hope I'm just making sense. Like, the stomach, right? We have to, let's draw the comparison of the kitchen, right? The stomach, what you hold in your refrigerator, right? You feed the soul, right? So the kitchen is how you prepare it, right? Or where you prepare it. So hence the where is the stomach. Now the contents that you have to put in or use to create your food, right? This is how I need y'all to start looking at life on a deeper level. Like, okay, we know we need a spatula to cook, right? We know we need this and that. What feeds your stomach, right? What do you need? You know you need good water. You know you need electric foods. You need, and when I say electric, you think of the stomach, you think of the solar, and you think of the sun, right? So foods that are birthed under the sun. Do y'all see how deep this is? And this is the time that we're coming into. So a lot of this is being transformed and transitioned into such a freshness and a newness that I don't think we can really avoid now. I feel like everybody's probably feeling this energy very heavy. So I'm going to keep going deeper. And what I'm going to do is like how I broke down the stomach and kind of viewing this with the infrastructure in the kitchen, right? The body is a temple. We can look at it like that. When you look at, let's think of the Wi-Fi as the mind in your house, right? So I hope y'all are really dissecting what I'm saying. It's like the perception and the veil has now lifted, okay? And to better navigate this energy is to really just sit and reflect. Ask yourself questions. Do a deep dive, okay? Because now all of this is shifting. With that, it's like a change in the perception completely, like really reevaluating what is going on around you at all times. So let's even take the roads. I made this in the reading too. I'll post this link to the actual podcast so y'all can go back. But I was speaking of roads and how they remind me of like energy or like channels, right? That all interconnect, right? And this is looking at yourself and your own energy, right? Like I said, the solar is your electricity. That's your energy. That's your power. And all avenues is looking at your entire body and how everything literally is impacting those roads. So like think of this, how we see people sometimes cleaning the streets. We see people parked on the streets. Maybe they're stuck on the street. Maybe they're in a ditch. Maybe they're speeding on the road. Maybe, just think of that like that, right? You want to see what's on your street, what's on your own roads, right? That are symbolic to your own energy, right? So this is how we have to start looking at things and not falling for things, right? So like I told y'all yesterday, okay, well, let me keep going. I'm being called to keep going with the roads analogy. So if you got somebody else's car parked on your road, that's a blockage. That's symbolic of a blockage, right? You're going too fast down the road, you're losing control, right? You cruising down the street, you got control, you viewing everything, you seeing everything, you coasting through the neighborhood, you say what's up to your people, everybody. That's a clear energy road, right? That means you got an open road. So think of it like that. When you think of roads, it's an energy channel, okay? Also, how I was telling y'all how looking at the politics now, when you can look at the politics and you see, oh, they got a Sagittarius and a Libra running, nothing is by coincidence, y'all. And like I told y'all, this is the first woman to ever run for president, right? So that's basically, let's translate what they're saying. The first feminine energy or woman to be a leader, right? But this is, like I told y'all yesterday, this is what's coming in you, right? So now the feminine will lead, which has never been happened in this infrastructure that was built on stolen land. Do y'all see how I'm tying it back into Avatar, right? So we once operated in this feminine energy in the original infrastructure, which is Mother Gaia, right? All natural, all nature, right? All true essence, which is a feminine essence because it's constantly birthing. I talked about this yesterday. It's constantly creating. And that was taken over. So we haven't followed that structure in probably eras, ages, right? And now this is coming back. So when they're showing you the feminine energy, you ask yourself, well, where's the feminine leader in you? And you see that that's now rising to the forefront. So just to tie all of this together, it's just amazing how I was called to do those readings last year and plant them seed by seed in a podcast form. And now I'm seeing the entire picture and view of why this energy is taking place. So this is a beautiful time, or how the energy is taking place. It's finally settling. It's like at a high peak. But yeah, these were just some channeled messages and really ancestor messages that I've really, really felt strongly. And I hope that this helps you, because this is the type of approach that we're taking. I spoke about this in the reading. It's a solution-based energy, right? So taking those examples of how I said, like, the Wi-Fi is considered the mind, like information, right? Look at your house, look at your structure of your house, and really look at you. Look at the structure of a road and how you can apply it to you. Look at the structure of politics. Look at the structure of all of this stuff, celebrities, everything, and look how it pertains to you, the celebrity of your own life. Let's dive into that. I'm feeling called to get into that. So listening to that part when I just said the celebrity of your own life, you got to be the star in your own life, right? So how do stars become stars, right? So you ask yourself these questions. What does it mean to be a star? That means you shine brightly. That means that you can't dim yourself down in society. Though that's what celebrities are. And I'm not saying that most of them actually get it out the mud, so no. But what I'm saying is that's what they are supposed to be, kind of like symbolizing to the people. Once you pour into yourself, once you become self-sufficient, once you follow your dream, once you do something you love to do, you become a celebrity, right? And this is just the ways of life, actually. So really look at it and ask yourself, what does celebrity mean? And does it just mean you ascend? You become the top of your game in whatever you do in your own life, right? So don't limit yourself to what you've been told, right? And that came through heavy. So I don't know who that's for, but it's like just kind of understanding the psychology of life, understanding and seeing the way through, like seeing through the veil. Like, yeah, I could tell you this, but it could also be something else. And I told y'all this in that reading I did for the full moon energy. I told y'all that in that other reading too, when I was speaking about how they are putting this at the forefront in politics right now. So really just sit with the energy, y'all. Think about what I'm saying. These were just some channel messages. I'm actually being called to pull a card, and I'll leave y'all on this. But that's going to help you if you can deconstruct and then see clearly, okay? Is what I'm hearing. I keep hearing you're not seeing something clearly. So this is for somebody. But just know that it's just a little shift in perception, all right? We've been talking about that. So that's how you better navigate this energy. Wow. The card that comes out is Alchemy to the Betrayal. And I just told y'all, seeing through the veil. So if somebody come to you and they got some deception in your face, right? You got to be the alchemizer of your own life, the transmuter and the seer, to see beyond the bullshit. And how do you do that? You feel it. Coming back to the feminine essence. When shit don't feel right, you're going to know. If you keep trying to be in that old infrastructure, you're going to know. It's going to feel bad. It's going to feel like, what the fuck? It's going to feel very heavy. Because now we're coming back to the feminine aspect. Everything can't be logical. Everything somebody tell you might just not be true. Feel it. Okay? So I'm going to leave it there, man. That was already the message. Y'all stay up and stay in love, stay in light, and most importantly, stay safe out here, man, especially during these next times. Enjoy yourself. I'm hearing pleasure is always the cure. I heard that from a reader that I actually like. Shout out to you. But she always speaks on how pleasure is the cure for life, and I totally agree. It's definitely focusing on the things that make you feel good on a day-to-day. So in this season, I've been telling y'all, really, really focus on that, all right? But I love you all, and I will see y'all on the next one. Please feel free, if you would like to book a consultation reading with me, please feel free to do so. You can email me. My information's in the description box, or I'll put my number down too. You could just hit me. But yeah, y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.